Okay. Hello, hello, folks. I'm sketching Mickey Mouse, and I got more hair extensions from Amazon, of course. All right, I think everybody could see me. Well, I'm just gonna go back in. I do have my cards when I get people, so we'll start in here. I'm doing old style Mickey. I feel old style Mickey's better. Oh, hi, Karan. Your love path reading. You always are forever wanting to be in love. You never let love come to you. You want to know when it's coming right to your doorstep. Alright, I need to get my pencil ready. Love and marriage. Wow. You're in quite the hurry, Karan. Quite the hurry. I like to move in life slow and steady, and get my little things done. Like little stuff you always wanted to do, didn't think you'd have time to do. It's good to get those things out of the way. Because you never know. When you die, you think upon these things, saying, I wanted to paint that or I wanted to go this place. But I was worried about this and that. But let's see what your love in marriage says. You don't want to marry old. Oh, you're 32. Well, if you take care of yourself, you can stay fertile a long time. I don't know. I've always had marriage come to my door if I wanted it there or not. Even if I didn't want somebody, they just came. And they just didn't leave until I just realized I was just supposed to be with them. And then that was it. But you are in the Queen of Wands with this. And this talks about, and this is represents you in your love and marriage. And it talks about being social, determined, passionate, inspired in action and venture and impulsiveness. And women can always be impulsive. That's what makes us so unpredictable. So that's not a bad thing. Then you're surrounded by the Seven of Cups with this. And this talks about opportunities, choices, illusion, fantasy, temptation, indulgence, overwhelm, confusion, deception. Well, let's see what else you got here. Then you also got the Queen of Cups along with the Queen of Wands. And this talks about emotional, stable, inflow, nurturing, vulnerable, dominant. All right, you're surrounded by the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Cups. This kind of storm, because you got the Seven of Cups that's talking about opportunities and choices, but some deception is always going to be there. And then you got the Queen of Cups, and this just talks about being intuitive and nurturing. I do see a couple choices coming to you, but it's your test to see which one is going to be good for you. I mean, these tests, they come in life. They honestly do. That's what I'm getting at that. There's going to be two people. One's not is going to appear like he's perfect and one isn't, just like the old story always goes. Alright, I'm going to try to do Halloween Mickey Mouse. I'm going to start his little feet here. I'm going to do my portfolio. But how you been besides worrying about marriage? I haven't seen you. No one's perfect, Karan. Nobody is perfect at all. All it is being married is the universe's way of, I don't know, they just, sometimes they want you to reproduce, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you just come back in a whole new different family. So that one is always up for grabs. 'Cause that's up to the light god. That light god is in charge of a lot of things, and most of it's love and stuff like that, and birth and death. I believe is the same god, but some people don't believe you when you say that things like that. I believe that the main god controls both cycles, just in a different energy, but none of them are going to be perfect. Yeah, I guess it's how you perceive it, honestly. Because what's perfect for me wouldn't be perfect for you, and this is just how it is. You got to get. I'm gonna try to get these feet perfect. See, now a painting can always be perfect, right? There you go. I got his foot so far. I mean, I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff what God does and everything. Because some people don't have kids, some people do. I mean, sometimes children come in a different way. Sometimes you adapt. I mean, these kind of things, sometimes they come and sometimes they go. Sometimes that's why you got to have one constant thing that kind of centers you. I like arts and crafts personally, but some other people might like, I mean, some people they like to do crocheting and all that, but sometimes just waiting on life isn't always the worst thing. I just wait. I've been having nothing but butterflies literally coming around me ever since this thing with my dad. It's crazy. So, and I've just learned instead of being mad and all that good, happy stuff, I just decided to let the universe just do what it's going to do. Sometimes it's the best way. It really is. And then just try to do as much good as you can until the day you just leave the earth. That's pretty much where I'm at. My kids keep telling me all the time that they don't want me to die, and I tell them everybody has to die. But I think they would truly be brokenhearted, my kids. So I try to eat healthy and all this to stay around for the kids. You know, the husband too, I guess, but things like this mainly affect the kids more. Alright, I'm trying to get his things here. When me and my kids, when we were little, our thing was going to Disney. It really was. We loved Disney World, so I'm trying to get this really nice. Because I don't know, maybe my older kid might like this. Or maybe I'll try to do Donald Duck for him again. He's one of his favorites is Donald Duck. Even though he's been to the Navy and all these places, he's still my baby, so it doesn't even matter. Alright. Got that. Alright. We just got a shade in the foot. I'm gonna just shade a little bit up here too. Alright, well, just a little bit on these legs here. I'm gonna shade it going up more this way. Just in the middle, just to give it a little bit of character. But Disney, you want that little bit of touch to it. Alright, so now his feet got a little character there. Oh, you're welcome. I'm sure you'll be okay. A lot of times this light god works in many mysterious ways, I'm told by the religious folks. So I'm sure you're going to be okay. I really am. Alright. Okay, now I want to put in a pumpkin too. So I'm gonna start putting this here. And then his pants are gonna be here. It's just gonna be a nice fun classic. It makes you happy sometimes. Just to draw a happy event. Okay, here we go. Alright. Now I'm getting his little arm here. These sideways ones. You really got to be careful with these. Sometimes if you don't get these right, it's like I'm curving up his hand here. Because when you do any kind of anime, you just gotta kind of have to know where to cultivate everything. You gotta make Mickey's hand fun. Can't have it looking crazy. Alright, and this is where his thumb starts. Alright. I just eyeball it at this point. And I come back here. And then 3. Gotta pay attention with the hand. Sometimes the hand can get really annoying. But it comes up 3 times. Alright. There it goes. Alright, and the third one, it curves all the way over like that. Alright. So we're going to erase this one all together. Bring this over like this. We're going to just fix our lines with the pants. I don't want to just, you got to get everything angled exactly perfect. And this hand here, Mickey's hand's always been a main focus on the drawings. It really has over the years. When I went to Disney, which I do love going, I'm going very soon again. I like the one where Walt actually did it, all of his sketching. Sometimes I feel the new people that came, obviously he's not alive, even though they have him on ice. I guess his kids are hoping that they'll find a way to bring him back, but he's not coming back. But it is what it is. This is what they think. But he's under cryo freeze. But that is what that is. Alright, and this cuts this way. Alright, now we got that so far. Gotta get Mickey just like that. Alright, now I'm just gonna shade this in a little bit. You want to give the hands just a little bit of shading. I like to shade in between the fingers. Whenever you're doing the skull, or if you're doing anime, shading is very important. It accents what you're trying to do. It really does. And it is so important. And I don't think enough of people really care about this precision. That's why things don't turn out as good. But I do go to work tomorrow. I did take me a 2-day break from social media, and I just cleaned my house and stuff. Because once I get to work and I don't know, I gotta work a half a day. That's just the way that goes. I do make a decent amount of money, yes, but I gotta do back to back 12-hour shifts, and then I get my short day, I rest, and I try to get rest up. And then I have 2 days of virtually no sleep. But it's better than having to be there all the time. It's just getting that place is getting too much. If I didn't have bills, I wouldn't go to work. I'll tell you that much. But I'm just doing little shading around the whole outfit. I like to do the face last because to get you don't want to do the face first sometimes. I've realized that from my even anime drawings. Because to do this means sometimes you have it off proportions. Sometimes the face has to kind of equal out the rest of your sketch. And his belly kind of is going up here. He must have. Mickey was at a family gathering, I guess we'll say. His belly's extended out. He had a lot of snacks from Disney World, which I'm really glad that Disney World is still standing. I think that would be the saddest moment of my life if Disney World was not standing. It really would, because it is the happiest place on earth. You go in there, no matter what problems you have, Disney World has everything you need. It's really nice. And plus, they have all the food you need. You get a free breakfast in the morning. Yeah, all your meals are free because you already pay ahead, but it's a lot of fun. I do suggest people to go there if they want, but I got the bottom part now. I'm not gonna be able to get this whole arm in. That I'm not. So what I'm gonna have to do is just do like the side view of his hand here. Alright, this finger comes in this way. And another finger comes out this way. Alright, and then it comes in that way. Alright, and this comes this way. Sure. I don't have a problem. I'm just over here sketching my Mickey Mouse. I always have people that they want little things sometimes, and they want to know what I drawn. And a lot of times, my Disney is very popular. It really is sometimes. But yeah, put your question in. I'll get you. I'll just get into my sketching. It makes me happy. All right. I'm just gonna put a little line there. All right. I'm just gonna light shade around here. Faces, I swear they're a lot easier than fingers and arms. Oh my god, arms are ridiculous sometimes. That's why it's good to just try to get your arms done first. Because if your arms are not in the right spot, it messes your whole game plan up. It really does. Alright, there we go. Oh yeah, that's spooky. I just like Mickey. Mickey Mouse is like my favorite person. It really is. If the end of the world came, I would literally. What do you want? Go, Angel. Gotta love him, the Siamese cat. If it was the end of the world and Mickey Mouse said, let's roll, I would go with Mickey Mouse. Hands down. Mickey's awesome. He really is. Well, I'm looking for a question here. In Tucson, Arizona, there are some crazy things around. You want to know if it has anything to do with your beliefs? I mean, it could be. I mean, there's a lot of different kind of religions out there, and some of them are downright scary. Roman Catholic could be downright scary at times. And I was raised Roman Catholic talking about that because, yeah, I mean, I guess depending on your beliefs, I know Satanism scares people a lot because, and I did study that religion, and it's not terrible. The thing that's really bad about it is it's so selfish. But it's not as much as everybody on Facebook was acting like. They were acting like it was the worst thing in the world. But yeah, I used to have these satanic prayers sent to me, and they weren't really that bad. Everybody just kind of overreacts, but depending on what you're worshiping, you could be scaring people. Yeah, that's a hot topic with people dying and people not knowing the meaning of life and stuff before they die. It could be an issue sometimes. I know the meaning of life, but all right. So when I was younger, I used to wear a lot of Mickey shirts and jumpers. Oh, me too. I love Mickey Mouse. I love all of them. I love Winnie the Pooh. I was in my 30s wearing a lot of this stuff. I don't stop because you know what? When you die, I mean, just if you didn't do the things you wanted to do, it's kind of sad. because that's just the way life is. I live it every day as if it's my last. And I was sitting there yesterday saying, I want to do a Mickey Mouse sketch, but if I die tomorrow or somebody came shot me, who knows? Anything can happen in this world. I didn't do my Mickey Mouse sketch. So these are things that keep me happy, and I don't know why, but it does. You've been feeling that? But yeah, that's a lot of people will do that to you, and that's this world, Antoine. It really is. This world is terrible. Terrible. People will sit there and tell you you're damned to hell. They'll tell you their idea of sin. I mean, the big thing with it is same sex. A lot of them, they'll tell you it's against God's will and all that. I believe if we were all me, if you were made a certain way, that's the way you were willed to be made. I mean, you like who you like. And these religions sometimes like to put their own little narratives in. They really do. Like the Adam and Eve, no Adam and Steve, and all this craziness. I mean, I don't believe anything unless it was proven scientifically or God Himself told me. See, I'm getting all this here because I got to get the side view. Oh, yeah. People are horrible, and the more religious they are, the worse they are. Because then it's like they have this super ego, Antoine. It's terrible. I can't, and that's what they do in this realm. They just judge, and I don't understand why they put all their energy to it, because if you negatively put all your energy towards one source and people suffer, all it does is create really bad things for you. These are the people that suffer the most because you're literally going against, I don't know, you're just telling it, you're causing harm, trying to put your own values out there with your own opinions. We have a thing at work. Well, like a little saying, like my business ends at the end of my nose. And really, if you think about it, people should all be like this. Because everybody's business really is at the end of their nose. Okay, that line was just terrible. Okay. You worry about me. Self-coverage that leads to others just by respect. Well, yeah, you're just protecting your own self and your own happiness. That's it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I was listening to these YouTube videos today, and it just talks about not letting others, not absorbing people's negativity. It's the way of the empath. And in a way, I think we're all empathic. We just have to tap into it. And it's Carl Jung. Been watching all the videos on a lot of his studies, and they're pretty good. I mean, you should. I just Google up Carl Jung. What do you need? What is the problem, Angel? Go, go. What is wrong? You're okay. Calm down. Siamese cats. They're both all my animals are rescues, Antoine. Every single one of them. Animals don't judge you. If you can help an animal, they don't see ugly. They only see good in people. Sometimes I think animals are better than people. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times I think that. My dog has only not liked one person, and that person was not a nice person. So, what are you gonna do? Mickey Mouse is starting to come. I'm gonna put a pumpkin on here too. I'm gonna give this to somebody I don't know. These I'm kind of keeping for portfolios or just Christmas presents. Probably Christmas presents. Because this is what everybody's getting for Christmas is sketches. Okay. That was wrong. I gotta bring this down. Alright. This one has to come down this way. Gotta have a whole tongue area here. That's why the face absolutely goes last. Because the face will give you all the dimensions that have to be done in the face. It's generally the most detailed. So we're gonna sketch around here. Refresh the screen. I got so many computers, it's crazy. I really do. I have computers that I have been putting together that should have died years ago. But Microsoft 365 helps me, and that's okay. There we go. Vintage Mickey is doing its thing now. Alright, now I'm going to place his eyes. Right here is the side view of the eye. Now this one goes down. And it's going straight in this groove, too. Gotta get that. Okay. Now this has to be redone to get this eye centered. It's easier to move over a line than mess up your eyes. Alright, and this here, you do a little triangle this way for his eye. Alright. And you'll see later why this is important with Disney stuff. Alright, we're just going to take away, because that line was just a little tiny bit too long. I'm going to widen this up here. Alright, now this eye. This is just like math. You got to line this up. For all you people that love geometry out there, this is about putting it on graphing. It reminds me a lot of graphing. When you have a point in a graph where you have to put like something in a certain spot, that's what sketching reminds me of. It really does. Oh yeah, this is true. You know what? I've been there with self-preservation because people have exhausted my energy. Not you guys. Not you guys at all. It's just my coworkers at work and just people that want to be these energy vampires that want to just You're not even bothering them. You just bring your own lunch at work and you just want to disappear, get your work done, and go home. And these people follow you for God knows what reason. And they bother you. And you just be like, what the hell did I do? And this is what people do. I think it's because they're so unhappy at home. They don't know what to do once they get to work, so they just torture everybody around them. It's crazy. I deal with these people on a daily, but like I said, if I had my choice, I wouldn't, but I'm not one to sleep outside, so I've been in the DON's office, the director of nursing, 3 times over rumors, and it's aggravating because you got these people talking about you, and you barely talk to anybody, and it's like you don't want their stuff, and it's just like I don't, you just don't know what the hell they're talking about, and they try to get me in trouble, and they end up either getting transferred or these crazy things happen to them. But yeah, the haters out there are terrible. They really are. They even think it's creepy that I come over here on YouTube, and I tell them why. I go, at least it's fun for me. I'm not out there doing crazy things in the world. But people will talk, Antoine. They really will. That's how people are. And they always never have anything good to say. It's always something crazy. So you just got to be crazy right back with them. I enjoy it. I truly do. I've just got used to the idle torture these days. I just bother them just like they bother me, and they don't bother me back no more. They just look at me and they don't say anything. Sometimes I don't see them for hours, and I love when they get angry with me because then I don't hear from an entire day. This isn't terrible. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I needed a line right there. Alright, now this gotta be colored in. I don't know. It's Mickey Mouse, just a different version, but it does look kind of like the 1940s version of Mickey Mouse a little bit. I was going for the look of what Walt Disney himself would do. And he wasn't a literal sketch artist like these AI people. Walt was old school. I mean, we're coming off of World War II. He was born around this era of World War II, so I was trying to get World War II style with this. But leave it to me to find the style of World War II. Alright, we got old style Mickey right here. Loner in the house. Nice. Yeah, I'm alone in my house. So I got my cats, and I got my dog. I got all my rescues. I be liking I sometimes I like the solitude. Solitude is a time where you could just chillax, and you can relax and kind of think about what you want to watch on TV, because before you know it, you're going to be getting the phone calls, and people are going to be bothering you. I mean, when I get off here, I got to do a. I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but I do these ever since my dad passed away. I do these death checks now. And everybody tells me it's creepy, but it's like my dad died suddenly in his sleep from a heart attack. And sometimes the kids don't call you for like a week or two. So I just do death checks now. That's it. Now I'm going to put a pumpkin here, which are very easy. You're just, well, everybody knows what a pumpkin looks like, but it's the way little sketch it in. I practiced so many pumpkins, especially around Halloween, being sketching for 2 years, that I could do these things in my sleep. So, but you could always look it up on your computer. I need the ley lines for Mickey Mouse, though, especially vintage, because it's always a different kind of style. All right. All right, I'm gonna put a big leaf coming out here. I made the tree of life a lot too. I have. It's been crazy, my journey through art. But this is what I do to relax, and then my kids ask me what I did all day, and I said I was on YouTube. And they just go, of course. And then they tell me about all their random problems of the day. My one kid, my youngest, is driving an e bike all through town. And I guess he almost hit a bus. So I told him I got to do a death check on him every day at 9 o'clock, because that's when he gets home from his job. My son thinks it's hilarious, and I told him that this is how people die. But this is why my kids think I'm raving mad. All right, I'm just giving this little guy a little character because he's at a pumpkin patch. These, I don't know, my little Mickey Mouse is deciding what pumpkins they want to carve for Halloween. He's thinking this one is the one. It has the best leaves. I love making leaves. I've made over, God, 100 leaves. And it does take away a lot of stress. I'll probably have to take a bunch of cappuccino with me to work tomorrow, though. I wish I could smoke weed there. That would even be better. I actually told my boss that I would not smoke weed there, even though it's legal, because out of principle, and she was like, "That's good." So we have that understanding, me and my boss. But sometimes I really think I do need the weed. But I would never do that because I'm in medical. So, all right, we're gonna do another leaf right here. This is getting very beautiful, and I'm trying to keep some of these black and white because sometimes when I give these out for presents, some people actually don't want me to put the pastels in. So I try to keep that in mind too. But we get this, and it has a pumpkin on there. I don't know. I think it's good just the way it is, honestly. There's our. It's sort of a Halloween Thanksgiving Mickey Mouse. You don't want to do too much. You do too much, it's not good. You do too little, it's not too good. You want to go right in the middle. And you can make something, and this could be someone is most likely going to be someone's Christmas present. But I think what I'm going to do For some of these, I'm going to get my pastels out. I want to at least do the background with some of these. So I'm going to start doing that. Because you can do pastels on this paper, and my one friend, her daughter goes to art school, and I'm getting these alcohol markers. So, alright, I'm going to put a little bit of orange here. With these kind of things, you can, it's chalk pastel. You just rub it in the paper. See, some of these I'm going to, and you can like mix these colors up in a lot of different ways. And then I like to take my finger and do it because I was taught this way by one of my hospice patients. I've taken care of a lot of artists, like for real artists, that actually know what they're doing more than me artists. And they always said, even when they died, that they had faith in me. So I keep going for all of the different dead people in my life that have got me to this point. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of green up here. I mean, there's a lot of colors for Halloween. There really is, but yellow and, not yellow, but orange and green are one of the main ones. I'm going to put a little bit of green in here. I'm just putting this lightly on the paper, too. Just to give it a little bit of character here. See, and now we got that. It just gives it a nice little color. You could do it on the inside also, but this is such a nice piece. I'm thinking it just looks better, kind of just like the way it is, honestly. And maybe just having these colors in the background would be better. See, with any kind of artwork, or if you decide to, because I love writing. I do writing, so very soon I'm going to be paying for my book to be published, so writing is a very good outlet also. Oh, hi, Iman. How you doing? I'm just fixing up some of these. I have already sketched up. I'm doing a nice middle background here. I don't know. I think this looks good just on its own, just like that. See, sometimes I just have the color around it. Oh, yes. I draw everything. I got my Mickey Mouse. I got these guys. I don't know what I'm going to put for them. I don't know. I don't want it to be too dark, but I gotta be a little dark because there. Yeah, kissing angels. I was doing a Hail Mary. You know, I'm trying not to get Alzheimer's. They say that your brain can develop Alzheimer's at like from 50 on, even in your 40s, to extensive drug use. And I take care of Alzheimer's people, and I'm terrified of Alzheimer's. Cancer terrifies people, Alzheimer's terrifies me more. I don't know, it's just losing your mind just seems way scarier than anything that this earth can take from you. At least with your mind, you could be on your phone, and if you wanted to, you could do artwork, you could do a lot of stuff. But if you don't have your mind to you, there's not a lot you could do. But yeah, I'm just starting because of these little angel things here. try to just lightly do my. This is a black soft pastel. I'm just gonna rub this in. These are things you do to rub it in that makes it look nicer. It's your finishing touch type thing for artwork. Alright. I mean, the hair, I want to do some definitive points, but not a lot. Alright, we're just going to do a little here. They do have darker hair, so I'm just trying to drape this down. Here. Because I feel like the way it was shaded wasn't the best, and hopefully this can help. Just sit it, make this hair look nice and dark. Oh, this one here is Gizzy, and the other Siamese one over here, that's Angel. They're sisters. They came from the same litter, and they did not want to be separated, so they always are together. I even gave them their own bedroom. And I got them an air conditioner and everything. Alright, well, I think that's a little better. That's enough with the black pastel. Oh, is she, Teresa? That's great. Oh, yes. My cats come to me. I don't come to them. So just that little bit of improvement. Got everything a little better. Got to get color into your stuff. I always suggest this because color makes even the little sketch things better. Because you got to have that final touch. I mean, once I get these alcohol markers, they're supposed to be really, really great. So, from what I hear. From what my friend was saying from her daughter that's in art school. So, I'm looking forward to that. Alright, this is gray. So I'm going to take gray and just start draping gray on the bottom of this. It's like a brownish gray. We're just going to I'm just trying to get all of this kind of in it's a darker piece with the color wise. I'm trying to get it to where it doesn't look awkward down here. Like almost like a portrait with the feathers coming up this way. That's actually a little better. And then we got that. Now I finished that piece. Sometimes that little bit of color, that's where it comes from. The chalk. And then I got this guy. That guy definitely looks like he's from one of those video games. One of those scary video games that looks like he's from. Alright, this one I want to do that kind of ominous background. So I'm gonna put this brown chalk over here. There we go. See that nice little... See, it's like that nice night air. Just leave that there like that. Where's the black at? I'm just gonna put a little black around. It's a lot. Not too much though. Not too much. Oh, hi Nina. How you doing? What's up? Just over here fixing up some of my sketches, giving them some color. Alright, now I'm gonna rub this around. If you want to have a darker background, it's better to have, especially if you're going to do the black, especially like anything that's horror based, since obviously this is horror based. That's how you get it all in there. And then rub it really good in with your finger. And you just give the spooky ominous touch. Like we already got this going now. It just pops out better. It's kind of what you want to do. Okay, now we're just going to do a little bit around the edges of our spooky little guy here. Because he's spooky. I mean, he wants the spookiness to show out. You want it to pop out with some nice color. Sometimes even if it's just like this. Alright, I'm going to bring it just around here. Do the same thing. I'm going to rub it. Rub it all into the paper so it gets it good. There we go. So you kind of want it like that. I'm going to try to see if I have gray. I know I got gray somewhere. I've had these things for so long. God, I got these when I first started, and God, this is like a year and a half old, this set. It's old. I haven't bought another set because I had this one, but this is light gray. I'm going to put it inside here with these details here. And with this, you can rub within the grain and it'll go. And it's literally just like having oil paint. It really is. But it gives it a nice faded out look. Because this is a ghost. So I want him to look really faded out and kind of spooky. Because, I mean, that's what a ghost is. They're supposed to be spooky. How could his spookiness, like all in these little areas here where I got it shaded up this way, I'm going to do this. And where I want people to look, where the shading's at, I'm going to rub towards the way of the shading. Because that's where people's eyes are going to be looking at. And this is where you kind of want everything. And I'm trying to take just little bits of gray and put it over in here. So just want it to pop out enough. There we go. And then that one is done now. And our spooky little guy there looks much better. Much better. You would like a love reading? You're curious about some. Sure, I can get you a love reading. I don't mind. I'm just over here and I don't know. I want to say Spooky Hollow is almost every day for me over here when you're a tarot card reader. But around Halloween, it's more exciting, I guess you could say. But I'm rocking my hair extension. Oh, you're welcome. Oh yes, Halloween themed. You have to. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff. The veil's coming down. There's all kinds of exciting things going on Hallows Eve. It's the celebration of the dead. I mean, you got all kinds of energies floating everywhere. You gotta recognize Halloween just for that fact. Now the Christians will tell you it's blasphemy and this and that. The Catholics definitely, but I enjoys it. I don't care. You gotta have fun with your life. All right, Nina, you got the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is a card that signifies gratitude, wishes that are gonna come true, and abundance, enjoyment, celebration, harmony, balance, and success. You get that for your love reading for the energy. And then you got Page of Swords. And this talks about knowledge, needing and knowledge and new ways of communicating. And then mental agility, inquisitive, chatty, and education. Then you got, is that Queen? Yeah, that is Queen. Queen of Pentacles. And this talks about nurturing, practical, providing financially, prosperity and wealth. A homemaker. All right. What I'm getting from your love reading, Nina, is you are in the Ten of Cups for your central energy, which represents you. And you're kind of in the middle where you're trying to balance abundance, enjoyment, and harmony and balance. And you have a lot of wishes and things that your goals. That's what I'm sensing. And then the Page of Swords just talks about how you about knowledge to get ahead in life, which is good. I do see somebody coming forth that wants a family. That I do see. It's going to be somebody that actually wants kids and stuff. And there's going to be things like that coming up. And then this Queen of Pentacles pretty much talks about staying home, having extra money, and being a homemaker, which I don't know. I see something in your future, but be careful who you choose and what you choose. Because sometimes, yeah, I can give you one now. You're cooking steak tonight? Yeah, I don't eat steak. There was a cow that escaped the slaughterhouse, and I don't like how they kill these cows. They cut their head off and they go one on one in a circle and they watch each other's families' heads sitting in a pile. You feel your aunt's spirit is she around me, and what message does she have? Okay, well, good. Well, I hope that local farm that he didn't get his head chopped off and have to look at his brothers or sisters with their heads chopped off. I just don't eat these things. I feel bad how these things have to die. I was a vegetarian for an entire year, and it takes a lot for me to eat meat. I don't like it. If you ask me, I would rather just be friends with the animals. But at least you bought it fresh from the farm. I heard that they treat their animals good, so that's good. But yeah, meat is very expensive these days. I will give it that much. Alright. Okay. Okay, what do you need? What? What? What is your issue? You're okay. What? You're so sassy. Should have called you sassy. You sold my cattle as I was in the middle of eating, selling. You have cattle? I couldn't have cattle. I would have them all as pets. I couldn't. I would. They would all have to be my pets, and they would never be eaten if I had a farm. I think this is why I'm a artist and not a farmer. And I guess a healthcare worker, laugh out loud, that gets tortured by residents. All right, Aman. Let me talk. Let's see about your spirit problem here. All right, about your aunt's spirit. This is in the Knight of Cups, and this is where you're at. And this talks about abandonment, leaving, traveling, seeking truth, self-discovery, and introspection. I want to say yours is more where you felt abandonment and maybe traveling and self-discovery. And then you're surrounded by judgment. And this talks about awakening, judgment, outcome, accountability, forgiveness, renewal. I want to say yours is more of a transformation. I feel this is why the spirits are coming near you. Got a lot of transformation stuff. And then the King of Swords. And this talks about clarity, truth, courageous, connections, and logical. I do feel the dead people around me are saying that she's trying to shield you because you're going to see a lot of dead people at this time, Amon. This is close to the Great Awakening here. Well, every Halloween's like a Great Awakening, but as the veil thins, she's that people are that aren't of hostile nature are allowed to come through. And you're going through a cycle right now of renewal. And she's simply just trying to help you, which is good because you need spirit guides when your inner self is going through things like this. So, but you could put there, well, I'm sure they were cute before you got a murdered there, synthesized souls. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I would be keeping them. They would have names. This is why I'm not a farmer. I mean, I appreciate the work you guys do, but I don't know if I could do it. I wish there was a different way of people getting their meat. I really do. I don't. I mean, I know some of these farmers don't like to use bullets, and they think that chopping their head off's better. And there got to be some kind of peaceful answer. Alright, I'm just making that more gray. Alright, what is your issue over there? Alright, now I'm going to put blue in the background. I think this is one of them. Okay. These are like my wax ones. They have all kinds of pastel. They got wax pastels. They got lots of kinds. These wax pastels, they're okay. Sometimes I like the chalky ones. The wax ones give you like more lines when you're rubbing in. They actually will help you in that area because I did want kind of a little more line. So I got that. And that's what the little waxy ones will give you. I do like to keep them around. I call them the waxy ones. Alright. And then there's the Dark Angel. I think this one turned out better than the Kissing Angels. This one, I don't know. This one turned out, I think, a little better. I personally like this one just a tiny bit better. And I'm gonna put yellow back here. I just feel yellow would make this stand out a little. I'm doing this straight down because I want this straight down look. Like a portrait. And you can get any look you want with these kinds of pastels. The chalk ones I just think are easier in some ways, but once you start using them and get used to like the different textures, you can use a variety in one piece. Alright, I'm just gonna leave that on yellow. See? And now you got yellow. Yellow. Alright, now I like to kind of keep these just doing that. Alright, now with this. Alright, I am going to probably start with light blue over in here. And I'm going to have it going sideways. And then you just take it and you rub it sideways. Wherever you rub it is where it's going to go in the grain of the paper. You got to get your stuff attention. You got to draw attention from somewhere. Alright, now we'll do this to here, whatever the little. You always got a little on your fingertip. So you move it around. Oh, okay. I was waiting on yours. Alright, you want to know Synthesized Souls is, will she contact me this year? How long has it been since you've seen your ex? I mean, I could do an energy reading on the ex. But sometimes if somebody's been gone and time marches on too long, sometimes it's not a good sign. I will tell you that much. But I think we all know that deep down. The longer it takes someone to respond and the longer that they stall is sometimes not the best sign in the world. That just means they're willfully making different choices, or it could be a lot of things. but it's generally not a good sign. Oh, another psychic channel message. I can see what I could do. I can pick up energies, but I can't. I don't really channel messages or try to go into people's intentions and stuff. I feel that is a violation because I would hate for to do that to me, anyone to do that to me. But I'll see what stuff I pick up on your ex. That I would feel more comfortable with. So, oh, your dog. Okay, maybe she's. Then maybe she will contact you for the dog. I mean, even if I did disliked, I do have exes I dislike. And they had our animal. I'd still come back to see the animal to give him a last respect, so that makes sense. Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right, Valashi. I'm trying to see the message. All right. Trying to figure out what this is. All right, here, let me see what's going on in your ex's energy field. So, how old was your dog? Because I'm sorry for your loss, Synthesized Souls. I really am. If Chong died, I don't know. I would be 13. Oh yeah, that's a long time to have your dog. I am so sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. Did you have the funeral yet? I mean, you could. I bet he would like a nice little funeral by your farm. That's where I would think I would do it. Where the lay him out where he liked the most stuff. Oh, you create a song for him? I don't know. I think if Chong died, I would probably have to take a 2 week to a month social media break, and then I'd probably have to draw him. So yeah, that's beautiful that you did a song for him. I feel dogs are the best, and I think when we rescue a dog or a dog finds us, that's God's way of helping us. I really think that, but probably just being a dog owner myself. I do, and that's why I always say he's the best looking person on in our channel is my dog, because I do love my dog. All right, your ex is in the Five of Swords, and this talks about conflict, disagreement, winning at all costs, self interest, discord, hostility, aggressive malice. She's not happy. She's not gonna be going to Disney World with in Munchkin Land. Let's put that way. Synthesized souls. Then there's the Hanged Man. And this talks about pause, surrender, letting go, new perspectives, self-sacrifice, wisdom, enlightenment, contemplation. She's been thinking. And then there's strength that's surrounding her. And this talks about having courage, persuasion, influence, compassion, and then taming control and overcoming self doubt. Well, she's been working on herself. I mean, I got a feeling, honestly, that she is going to come and want to see the pup. But, I mean, there's still a lot of drama going on with her, so I don't know. When she gets there, let her say her last goodbyes to the dog and say her prayers or whatever. And I would just not get too involved in that and just see where that goes. You don't want to be walking into a storm. So, all right, I'm the Shaylee. I don't understand your question. Do you want a love reading? I mean, I don't need the dates. I just go by energy. I don't. It's hard for me to deal with dates and angel numbers and things such like that. I can't do it like things like that, but I mean, maybe I could do just a general reading, or just a general energy reading or something. So, well, let me know. I'm gonna start shading around Mr. Stitch here. So I do want to try to get some of this done a little bit. There we go. There we go. I'm just rubbing this in. But yeah, give me a more definitive answer or a question, and then we'll do the energy reading on that. He is Sagittarius and I am Aries. So you want a love reading? I'm picking up you want a love reading on all this. I could do a love reading with your love energy or what the love energy is. Alright, got that. Then I'm just putting light blue in here. Love ring. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they're right or wrong, but those things sometimes I'm not as good with these angel numbers and stuff like some people are. But I don't discard people also. We all have our own little talents. It's what makes the world go round. Alright. Alright, let's get you a love reading. Alright, Vashayla. Or Vashai. I think it's Vashai. Alright. Alright, your love life right now is in the Two of Swords. And this just talks about impasse, avoidance, opposition, facing fears, being torn between two relationships. And that's where that's at. It doesn't have to always mean two relationships. You're just torn. You don't know one way or the other. There's two paths that you're kind of stuck between. And then there's judgment. And this just talks about awakening, judgment, outcome, accountability, forgiveness, renewal. I want to say what applies to your relationship that's screaming is I want to say more yours is accountability, forgiveness, and renewal. Sometimes it's like that. Then the Seven of Swords. This talks about cheating, theft, tragedy, flexibility, resources, escaping decision, staying ahead of the game. This talks about deception in this Queen Seven of Swords. And just be careful that someone doesn't have sabotage on their mind. That's all that means. There is something there. So that's what I'm getting onto there. I would just be careful. I mean, there's always deception everywhere. You can't get away from deception. I mean, you could walk in the door at work and have deception. It just is what it is at that point. Alright, I'm just putting some pink in here with the ear, making this a fun little piece right here. But I would just take it one day at a time and just look for the deception, because you're going to get this kind of thing. It could be just from somebody that's maybe jealous. It could be that too. No, it just means that somebody in your life is actively trying to deceive you. It doesn't mean it's full of deception. Your life is full of good and bad, like it or not. Everything that good happens to you, there's always something out there that's bad also. Because if you get something really good that happens to you, it just means that something bad is following. This is the old adage, you know? It sucks, but that's just how life rolls sometimes. I would just start holding up your guard, just start looking around you, and it's better to know ahead of time. Not everything, sometimes you get tested in life. I get tested, I don't know, it seems like every 6 months I'm being tested with all this with my dad. I've had to forgive a lot of people in this situation. It really does suck sometimes. It's a little different, but I got this here. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, you want to know what your friend that's a Gemini has against you. I'm going to see. I generally can find the negative before the positive, so. I might as well get some of these colored up. I got this and this to color up. So, alright. Get this then. Alright, Ruda. Let's see what's in your friend's. Let's just get your friend's energy. And let's just see where that leads us here. Alright. Okay. your friend, your Gemini friend, is in the Six of Swords. And this talks about progress, moving on, moving forward, calm after storms, overcoming hardship, and relief. That's where this Gemini person is. I guess your friend, the Gemini's, had a lot of eternal trauma. And then your friend is surrounded by the Knight of Wands. And this talks about inspired action, adventure, initiative, ambition, drive, desire, enterprise, fire, and feisty. Maybe that's why they get in so much trouble. Your Gemini friend. Then there's the Eight of Pentacles that surrounds your Gemini friend. And this talks about work, hard work, skill development, mastery, diligence, apprenticeship. Takes pride in his work, your Gemini, I'll tell you that much. I don't know. I'm just picking up that your friend has a big ego and doesn't want anybody second guessing them. That's what I'm picking up. And when somebody has a romantic interest and you make them angry, what do? We second guess them. That's what I'm picking up from that. And if that's what's going on, then so what? I mean, that's just a part of a relationship. Sometimes these things have to happen for boundaries to happen. Boundaries are something that always should be happening. All the time. Healthy boundaries are a part of a good relationship. And when we let people step all over our boundaries, this is when problems happen. So, you don't want problems. Alright. That. I'm going to put my little bit of black in here. Oh, you're welcome. Alright. Oh, puffer fish. I like puffer fish. I just remember your name because it's so unique. Puffer fish. I like it. I'm going to start changing my name every day. I think that would be fun too. I could be like a secret agent. Alright, I am going to go ahead and just take this black pastel and do this because you can't even see the lines of my rose. And I don't want that because that would be terrible. So, just getting in here, getting this nice and pretty. Alright, I guess it would help if I actually got the inside a little better. So, but do you puffer fish? Well, are you working at a healthy foods company? Because I get all this stuff from my neighbors, be getting all that kind of stuff. They have like these boxes that are brought to their houses over here where I live. It's very popular. Oh, not yet. That's where you want to be. Oh, okay. Maybe you'll be delivering some, putting together boxes for my neighbors. All I do is see these healthy foods, and then when I go order stuff from Amazon, it's always from this healthy food section. So I don't know. Maybe you'll be servicing my apartment. It seems like everybody's ordering some stuff from there. Alright, let me just get this a couple of these. I'm just trying to get these in nice. Sometimes you just keep going and going with making things, and then you gotta finish your shading. And I like to shade all different ways. I shade with the other, then shade with color. Pencil to color. It's the best way to do things because it comes out better. All around better. I just put a little bit on the edges because I'm rubbing it out in the paper so it kind of goes, it makes the whole area nice. Just want that little bit of niceness there. Alright, here we go. I'm going to try to just circle this. There we go. Alright, just going to circle a little bit down in here. I mean, this will be a fine Christmas present now for somebody. There we go. There we go. Now that's ready for Christmas. And this guy, he's my guy that's been drinking too much. But yeah, I hope you get this job because Wholesome Foods does have some good stuff. And I think that's Amazon. Pretty sure that is, isn't it? Pretty sure it's Amazon. Wholesome Foods because I see them all the time. All the time. I mean, my brother every once in a while he takes me to the store, but sometimes he can't get me to the store. But in 3 months I'll have a car. My son is giving me a family discount cheap car because he's getting a brand new car. But my husband's going to be driving this thing more because it's really, really nice. And my son used to do all of he was with the Blue Angels in the U.S. Navy, and he did all of their mechanical work for the jets. So he's fixed this car for me. And he knows another vet. And he says there's possibly 2 more things that could be wrong with it, but he's going to have that fixed for me too. And then I have all the money for my dad's death coming, which is going to be really nice. But here we go. Here's my margarita man. So hopefully once I get all of this money together and get another house and then build a bigger studio there. Because I do need a bigger studio. Which most definitely there will probably be another studio. I might get a whole room I can have just to dedicate to live streaming in my studio. Because I'll be able just to go get another house. And I'll pretty much own everything. I won't even really have to go through a bank. Thank God. I don't know. Going through the bank sometimes is like getting an enema. I mean, I'll deal with the Navy, the military bank, because I go to the military bank because of my son. So I'll most likely just be hanging out at that bank. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of this black. But yeah, I call him my bloodsucker. I love him, but he is a bloodsucker. He just had my grandson. My grandson Owen, he's cute as hell. And he wants to get a new car. He said there's nothing wrong with this other car, but he just wants a new car. My son is bougie. It is what it is. The bouginess is what he is. So I'm fine with his hand-me-downs. Trust me, this thing is really, really nice. It even has a new car smell to it. Because he doesn't believe in smoking in it or all of this stuff. He has babied this car. And he didn't even pay for it. His wife's family did and just gave it to them. He's just using it to get a newer car. And I'm just giving him like the bare necessity. It's like $1,200 our money down, and then he has a new car. And then I have a car that's not going to break down, that's completely nice. And who knows if this lawsuit goes right, then I even have more money there. Alright, I don't know what this is. But it's supposed to be a blur of a ghost. So we'll call this Coconut Man, I guess. Maybe I could do a Hail Mary on this. I don't know. There gotta be something. Besides him looking like a coconut. Let's try this. I'll just take the pencil, redo it this way. See how that goes. Just put some heavy lines over here, especially in these little tree parts. And I think I'll be a little better off. Sometimes a little more pencil will give you your gray, especially once you start your pastel work if you just want it a little more kind of highlighted type thing. You don't want too much, you don't want too little, you want that nice in between. You want to be able to see things and highlight of some sort. We're just going to do this, and we're just going to try to save this. There you go. There. We're just redoing this up here. And then even though it's smeared out, it could be like a ghost looking at you in the shadows. Kind of like Ghostface, but it's my favorite movie. And then get you on the phone, and next thing I know, they're killing and stabbing you and everything. You know who has the best horror movies that I've seen is Japan and China. Oh my god. They're scary as hell. I mean, the UK does have some really good horror movies too, but they got the spooky factor down, and Blumhouse are so good on theirs. But yeah, their spooky factor is crazy. They got a very good spooky factor. They really do. I am a horror writer at heart. I love horror. I like peace, but I do know for some reason I do like the horror movies. Sometimes it's nice to know your enemy. Which we all should know thy enemies. A lot of great presidents have said this. Know thy enemy. Keep your enemies closer. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Winston Churchill said this. Really, I think it was Winston Churchill. Pretty sure it was. Somebody told me it was Winston Churchill, one of the residents. But it's a good thing to think about. The person that's gonna deceive you, it's better to keep them at a close proximity so you kind of know what they're doing. Because then they can't sneak up on you with all kinds of crazy stuff. Because life a lot is about conflict. Because not everyone's going to like you in life. It's just a natural thing. Some people just don't like blondes, some people don't like brunettes. And you can't force everybody to like each other. But it does get to be a problem when it's destructive. That's why hate groups are a no-no. And the peace structure of a perfect utopia, but some people are like this. So you gotta know thy enemy. I think I'm almost getting done. Alright, I did a Hail Mary over here. We got this, we got our little ghost man kind of moving through the shadows. And it's a good little horror thing. And then we got the rose, that's nice. And then we got Stitch saying hello. He's up in the clouds. But I'm going to let you guys go. And I've been drinking a lot of cappuccino lately. So I'll probably get a little rest. And I have a short day at work. So I am going to try to get over here tomorrow and do another one or two. Oh, that's okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll look on it for the song link. I don't know if it's gone or not. I don't even know how to put in a moderator. I just know how to sketch my stuff and that's it. This is the most sophisticated I've been in 2 years, so. And then this is not even that much sophistication, so that's telling you something there. But yeah, I'll look for your link and listen to it. I do like to listen to different kinds of music. And I hope your dog's probably around your house. They say Edgar Casey says that animals don't leave us and they go through the period just like humans. And they'll stay by you for, they say, Edgar Casey was saying like a week or so, or even longer. And then they eventually, there's spirits that help them pass over. So, your dog's probably still around. Leave some toys around. According to YouTube and Edgar Casey, they say that dogs stick around. So, and they're extra spiritual. So, but I'll look for your song link and I'm going to probably eat dinner and then go to bed, and I'll be here tomorrow. I don't know. Probably maybe be something more badass than Mickey Mouse. But I do like my Mickey Mouse. But you guys have been awesome. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And you guys have a good day.